Have you seen the new Amazon Prime original TV series Invincible yet? If not, I urge you to do so. And if you're feeling hesitant, I'll admit I was too at first. Just about 2 weeks ago, one of my friends told me I should watch Invincible, and my immediate reply was, it doesn't look like my kind of show. Why would I watch that? I never even heard of the comics, but considering I was already halfway through my Avatar: The Last Airbender binge, I was in the mood to check out something with similar style just a day after our conversation. And the moment I got through the first episode, I just couldn't help but watch more. And by the time I was through 3 episodes, I was obsessed with this show. You can probably tell where this is going. The truth is, I love Invincible. I was wrong to hesitate watching it. I'm honestly kind of upset that I didn't watch it earlier when it was being released weekly on Amazon Prime, before it got as popular as it is now. But all that matters is that I finally watched it and got some of my other friends to watch it too. Heck, Invincible changed my mind about superheroes. But how? Well, first, a non-spoiler review followed by a spoiler-filled one for Invincible. If you are someone who's still unsure about watching Invincible, I'll do my best in this section to try to convince you to give it a watch. Okay, so let's get down to the nitty gritty. Our main character is Mark Grayson, voiced by Stephen Yeun, whose father, Nolan Grayson, aka Omni-Man, voiced by J.K. Simmons, is the most powerful superhero on the planet. But at the start of the show, Mark still hasn't gotten his powers. However, the moment he does, he's more than thrilled. A bulk of this show reminds me so much of the first 2 Spider-Man movies. You've got a teenager who gets bullied a lot, has one friend, and wants to make an impact in the world. Though when he gets his powers, he quickly learns that with great power comes great responsibility. And yes, Mark is extremely powerful, just like his dad. But unknown to him, it's hard being a superhero. Really hard. And he has to learn that being a superhero isn't as spectacular as it seems. Balancing his personal life with his life as Invincible is an extremely difficult task. His grades begin to plummet, he struggles with hiding his identity, and misses out a lot on what makes being a teenager so much fun. We also have elements from Justice League with the major team-up, Sky High with Mark's dad and how he hasn't developed his powers yet, and even Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, but I'll explain that in my spoiler review. Touching a little more on Mark, he's incredibly relatable too, making him one of the most likable superheroes in history. But he's not the only one who's likable. This show has a wide variety of amazing heroes and villains. I have a tough time deciding who's my favorite. It's a colorful crew and every character is really well thought out. Speaking of colorful, the universe glimmers with immersive worlds. I couldn't believe how much more it expanded with every passing episode. The possibilities are endless when it comes to the show's world building, and Invincible's diverse soundtrack further adds to this vivid universe. I heard songs from many great artists, including Cage the Elephant and even Battle Tapes, an indie band that I've loved for years. At this point in the review though, I feel like it's time for me to get down to what truly sets Invincible apart from other superhero stuff. So this show is one of the most violent I've ever seen. Not just for animated media, but for all shows and movies. Sometimes so violent it's horrific to watch. But I'm a strange man and love all the blood and gore we can get out of superhero action. So for me, I welcome the violence with open arms. And since I began watching this in the middle of my Avatar binge, I now want a more mature Avatar show. Plus, the show's ability to keep me wanting more as each episode ended was impressive. The moment one was over, I couldn't help but watch the next. Not many shows have succeeded with this. A lot of it has to do with 2 things: an abundance of cliffhangers and one big mystery. Season 1 holds a lot of vital information from its audience and only really shows us stuff without explaining what's going on right away. Doing this held my attention throughout the show. On top of that, the shock value is through the roof in Invincible. Some moments cause my jaw to drop. Alright, well, if you couldn't tell by now, I think this show is amazing and can't wait for season 2. Now then, I'm moving on to my spoiler-filled review. Go to this timestamp if you haven't seen the show yet. I covered most of what I wanted to talk about in my non-spoiler review, and there's only really one spoiler that I want to cover here. And it's a big one. It's Omni-Man's betrayal. Remember how I mentioned shock value and cliffhangers? Welp, this scene floored me. Literally, my reaction to the Guardians of the Globe getting decimated by Omni-Man was like, I know Omni-Man has been a hot topic over the last few weeks on the internet, but I need to add my 2 cents. While I love everything else in Invincible, the show's core is Omni-Man. It's the most interesting storyline the show has to offer. I mean, sure, there are some other great conflicts, but the entirety of season 1 built to the moment of truth. Why did Omni-Man kill the Guardians? And when I found out, it made me feel so minuscule, like as if I didn't matter at all in the grand scheme of things. Nolan lied to Mark about his heritage, and the Viltrumites are all about universe domination. Humans are no match for this race, and to the writer's credit, they're kind of right. The smallest molecules in Omni-Man are 1,000 times stronger than the world's strongest man. When we see Omni-Man go on his killing spree in episode 8, it made me question whether or not Superman could even take him down. Overall, the execution of Omni-Man's story was so well done, and let me tell you, I was ecstatic the moment he revealed killing the Guardians was all his doing. I feared they were going to throw us a curveball and say it was mind control or something weird. But no, it was Omni-Man's plan from the get-go to kill them, and there was no interference in his plan whatsoever, which is awesome because he's an incredible villain and the perfect antagonist for his son, Mark. Now you see the Guardians Volume 2 connection. I never thought I'd be doing a video for Invincible, but now here I am talking about one of my favorite shows, a show that changed my mind about superheroes. But how? Well, I have to address something. I'm not a superhero buff. I'm actually kind of tired of superheroes at this point. Mostly because I love movies and almost every movie in present day is about superheroes. While I like them, it's just getting old. The MCU will never die, DC has tons of popularity, and it seems like more and more superheroes are brought into Hollywood every year. It's too much, the idea of superheroes is getting stale. But, since watching Invincible, I've somewhat changed my mind. I think there are plenty more superhero stories to tell. If the genre died, we never would have gotten this phenomenal show. I can only imagine what else these superhero creators have in store. I bet a lot of it is going to be equally as amazing as Invincible. If only they cut out all the superhero garbage, I never would have gotten tired of superheroes in the first place. But since every time something new in the MCU drops and critics rave about their most average movie or show, it makes me mad and part of me wants superheroes to end. But we all know that's never going to happen. And if that's the case, I'm looking forward to watching the best of the superhero product. Like Invincible Season 2 for instance. Let's hope there's more to come, and less of this. Thanks guys for watching. Again, definitely check out Invincible if you have not done so yet, because it is an amazing show, and it's one of my favorite shows of all time now, and we've only gotten 1 season so far. And of course, if you are new here, click that subscribe button. I do movie reviews, video essays, and tons more. Plus, if you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up and commented your thoughts as well. Thanks everyone so much for watching, and have a fantastic day.